Hi guys, ECG's here. So we are now at round 3 of Hong Kong WGP Spring 2021 D Standard, and we have a Baromagnes versus Bruce. So Baromagnes don't have too fancy support, but it's still a playable deck in tournaments, and if you manage your damage well, you manage your soul well, you can do a lot of stuff. While Bruce do have a lot of supports, they have Lanner, they have the Order, to make the deck a lot more strong, and at the same time covering the part that sometimes their attack is kind of weak with the Gear Colossus. So turns are going quite peaceful, and now we can see if the Baromagnes player actually want to push a little bit more damage early game. He can, but at the same time, while Bruce is like a slower deck, so they will more likely going to attack the Riggers, and he play another Electro Spartan to Soul Charge 2, and that will likely be a attack target against opponent's Vanguard. By opponent's Vanguard, I mean. So full guard that one, and get to the turn. Going to Richard to draw extra card, and he will likely be attacking the Rigard because his opponents have no open counterblast, and next turn is going to Baromagnes. So if you give him a counterblast, he can at least start to draw one, and that is not going to be good. You want to limit all the resources Baromagnes had, and once they gone out, they will become very, very fragile. Yeah, he is attacking the Rigard. Check, heal, plus power to Aiden, and end turn. And usually, if I am the Baromagnes player, I know my opponent is going to do that. What I would do is, of course, I'm going to ride into Baromagnes, but I will only use Baromagnes to attack either Eden or Vanguard. If I want to push damage, I can, but I can still attack Rigard, so all the attacks will need to be focused to Vanguard. Your opponents, if they get the Great Free, they want to do the drive checks, they need to attack me, they need to give me the damage. And once I have the damage, I can do whatever I want. One counterblast, two counterblast, I can at least manage it. But he decided to play Curtis to Soul Charge 2. So this will give Bruce a good attack target while not giving Baromagnes player any damage. And as long as the time goes, Bruce need to wait one turn to gain the final rush, and once they gain the final rush, they can finish you in one turn if you don't have defensive trigger. So yeah, if you ask me, that is not exactly a good choice during this moment while your opponents have like no damage, because that face down card is the right deck, and he yet play another one to Soul Charge 2. So he definitely have more than 6 soul, and probably have somewhere not close to 10. Twin Drive, get a crit, so pushing 2 damage through, but only one of the Curtis can hit, and got intercept, so the other Curtis is just left there. So now we can see Bruce getting into action, just stay alive for this turn before getting the final rush. And depending on how many Rigards he play, you will just see both of the Curtis gone. Because if it's me, that's what I'm going to do. I don't need to play very fast, I don't need to push damage right now, because my soul is not full, and he plays, of course, Leonard and the Gear Dragon. So he probably just attack both of them. Yep, attacking the Rigard. Keep locking the damage. And Leonard attack. As I hits, can Soul Charge 1, and he Soul Charge. He can choose to call one, but I don't think he do. And pass turn. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pure 10 souls. Hand size is limited, no counterblast. So until now, I was just go in with Vanguard attack and without getting any regards, even though my opponent is still going to quit into final rush and start doing some fancy turns. But yeah, he finally decided to just attack with the Vanguard, which he should just keep doing that at least a turn earlier. He pushed another 2 damage, and cards damage thrown is quite nice. 2 Marjories and 1 Leonard, which is quite key. But getting a final rush, he get the personal right, and he play the order plus 20k to the front row basically, and the Marjorie can get another 10k. So this will be a kind of a crazy turn. Let's see what else he play. Just right here is like asking what kind of matchup we have, is like what year it is, because both of them is set to, while we see a lot of lyrical monasterio decks and like monster strike sometimes, and set 2 is actually a little bit far from like the time we are here, because we are playing Japanese format. You play another Leonard there. Maybe he wants to put that in to do some stuff, but we'll see. 35 with Leonard, keeping the Gear Dragon standing so he can prepare to restand and still having a high power. Because with a personal right and the order card, that's totally 20k to front row, and you can basically afford to face 2 defensive triggers. And Marjorie, so in the Leonard, so in another Gear Beast plus 10k, and Bruce going in, so plus 5. Keeping some key contents in the soul so the Gear Dragon can pick things up. No guard, so crit. Let's see. Crit to Vanguard and power to Leonard, and he secured himself another order, so he is quite safe. And as I said, he did prepare for 2 defensive trigger, while both sides is like over 40k. And using a Gear Dragon, putting an archery, getting himself the personal right, and he do have the order. Okay, so he's still actually thinking to get Bruce or not, because he can choose not to, but he do. So next turn he can personal right again, and then use the order again to pump 20k to front row again. And if the Baromagnes player cannot do anything on his turn, like his coming turn, then the high power is going to finish him off. And the Bruce player did mention if the attack hits, there will be something happen, which means, of course, one is there will be a soul charge, so next turn when person right, there will be 5 souls, and he can actually pull something out to attack if he wants to, because he's in person right. But his opponent do have the 2 defensive triggers, so you probably will just pull the doggy out in order to pump 10k power next turn if you want to. So now, the barrel player do have 3 counterblasts, but you can see his electro spawner is gone, 2 Curtis is gone. So those are like his key attackers before you actually get your big souls to do like a full bar soul in and call out turn. And based on his reaction right now, I don't think he have enough attacker, and he just going Kavas, draw 1 and get the power crit, which got PG'd, so everything is safe. And you can see if he with this amount of hand can only do a Vanguard attack, which probably means he can't survive for the next turn. Probably. He got the person right, draw 1, and he can just play the order again and play another unit and just simply go for his final turn. Here we are, the order, draw, call another one, Aiden. So both are like at least 35k attacks. And Aiden, when he restand, he will actually get a crit. So, yep, 35, baiting and Ogard, and he did. So, cancel charge. At this stage, nothing happened. Nothing matters too much, and he comes to 35 attack. If you guard that, you still have 3 attacks coming in. Vanguard is 33, and Aiden is yet 35. Leonard is 43, and we still haven't counted any triggers. So yeah, that's basically the end for the Baromagnes play a turn. But if he actually do take some damage and play less regards, he at least have something to play like his last turn, and he actually take and he get a heal. Interesting, but I don't think that is going to save him too much. But the Bruce player actually soul blast everything he have, and if the Baromagnes player actually survive, he have a great chance to actually keep surviving, even though his opponents have a lot of hands. But Bruce, it's not that easy to get that 5 souls back, and he's staying 1 pass. And here comes the 1 pass, and that's the end of the game. Yeah, so thanks for watching guys, and I will see you guys in the next match. Signing off.